In commemoration of the World Teachers' Day on October 5th, President Muhammadu Buhari has approved a special salary scale for teachers in the country. He also increased the number of years of service from 35 to 40. Mr. Buhari said this in Abuja on Monday during the celebration of the 2020 World Teachers' Day. The Education Minister Adamu, who represented President Buhari, said the implementation of the new salary scheme is to encourage teachers in delivering better service. The 2020 theme of the World Teachers' Day is Teachers, Leading in Crisis, Remaining the Future. The World Teachers' Day has been held annually on October 5th since 1994 to commemorate the anniversary of the adoption of the 1966 ILO and UNESCO recommendation concerning the status of teachers. According to UNESCO, the recommendation set benchmarks regarding the rights and responsibilities of teachers and standards for their initial preparation and further education, recruitment, employment, and teaching and learning conditions. The recommendation concerning the status of higher education teaching personnel was adopted in 1997 to complement the 1966 recommendation by covering teaching and research personnel in higher education, the organization says. With the adoption of the Sustainable Development Goal on education and the dedicated targets recognizing teachers as key to the achievement of the Education 2030 agenda, WTD has become the occasion to mark progress and reflect on ways to counter the remaining challenges for the promotion of the teaching profession. The World Teachers' Day is co-convened every year by UNESCO, UNICEF, the International Labour Organization, and Education International. This year, UNESCO says the World Teachers' Day is celebrating teachers with the theme Teachers, Leading in Crisis, Remaining the Future. The day provides the occasion to celebrate the teaching profession worldwide, take stock of achievements, and draw attention to the voices of teachers who are the heart of efforts to attain the global education targets of leaving no one behind, a statement by the organization said. The COVID-19 pandemic has significantly added to the challenges faced by already overextended education systems throughout the world. It is no exaggeration to say that the world is at crossroads, and now more than ever, we must work with teachers to protect the right to education and guide it into the unfolding landscape brought about by the pandemic. The issue of teacher leadership in relation to crisis responses is not just timely but critical in terms of the contributions teachers have made to provide remote learning, support vulnerable populations, reopen schools, and ensure that learning gaps have been mitigated. The discussions surrounding WTD will also address the role of teachers in building resilience and shaping the future of education and the teaching profession, the organization said. UNESCO also announced that in view of the current COVID-19 situation, the celebrations this year is taking place online. The World Teachers' Day opening ceremony and UNESCO Hamda's Prize Award ceremony is holding today, October 5th, while the closing ceremony will hold on 12th of October. A series of national, regional, and global events have also been scheduled throughout the week, UNESCO said. Okay, that is a Teachers' Day celebration going on or starting from today, but the one that is more, you know, of importance to Nigerians is the approval by this Buhari approved special salary for Nigerian teachers. I think that's what is more important to the teachers now. It is the pay that and the remuneration that is important. Of course, every other thing, they've been doing it now, but for this year's own, Buhari is taking, spitting a smile on the faces of the teachers. But let's hear what Nigerians are saying, whether they are happy about it or they are going to be saying, oh yes, the president has done this or has done that, or they have their reservations. In life, no matter how good you think you are doing, some people will just come from the angle of, oh, maybe they're trying to pinpoint something that you might think is right, but some people might see it from a different angle. But let's hear Nigerians with these new developments. Well, increasing the salary is not a big deal, but paying it is the cocoa. State government will not pay. Okay? Even if Buhari increases teacher salaries to the highest Kilimanjaro, the teachers and entire Nigeria need good leaders, not Islamic bigotry called the presidency. Well, very good. It is a welcome development. Kudos to Mr. President. You have just scored points on this one. It's just a mere announcement. It may not be implemented for the next 5 to 10 years to come. Political policy to suit the day's celebration. Oh my goodness. And they might be right, oh. Just like I said, how many promises have they been fulfilled? The question is for you to answer. We know how the teachers were really, not teachers, workers were really happy about the new minimum wage. But go and ask the teachers or the workers whether they are enjoying all of this. They will be able to tell you better. Wonderful development. We pray our governors don't complain of lack of funds to pay the poor teachers. It is a very welcome development. Someone says, good as it may sound, the governors are not his aides nor his subordinates. So the president can't decide things for them without complete agreement with all, not some of them. You have become the patron of teachers. You have corrected ancient days. Ancients believe that teachers are stingy and beggars. You honored us, remain excellent and honored. Can't it be true? Welcome distraction. Will state be able to pay? That's the question someone is asking. Someone said they will be able to pay, but they will not pay. That's it. A lot of them were complaining when they brought this idea of a 30,000 minimum wage. They complained. It was there we began to know and began to hear that even some states were still paying 9,000 as minimum wage. Even when people talk about 18,000, some people were not able to pay 18,000. Some people were still paying 9,000. I think Governor Zamfara, I think some of those states. And these are the people that will finish after their tenure as governors. They will come and tell you that they are supposed to be paid. They will fix their pension and all of that till the end of the world. But the workers that are serving 30 something years compared to them that will just spend 8 years and they will begin to collect all these bogus salaries. Like some people said, it is in the paying, it is in the doing. That's where people will not believe this whole thing. It's not just to gladden their hearts, because after today, after they have read that speech, honestly, we just hope, because when you have experienced disappointment a couple of times, you don't even listen to all these politicians just to sweeten them, and some people are really happy. You now be waiting. Do you know how many times one has waited? That okay, government said they are going to do this, before you know, different things. Just take example of these new jobs. These 774,000 jobs they are going to be creating across the country. You see the bottleneck. They started quarreling. They started doing all manner of things. The lawmakers were saying, oh, they have to get their slot. Oh, the Minister of Labor State, Festus Keyamo, said, no, it's not going to be this. See the quarrel now. Up till now, what has happened? Whether they are going to start this October or November, only God knows. And at the end of the day, even if you look at the job, is it going to make sense? Just to distract people. After 3 months, the people will still go back to status quo. You want to tell me that somebody will be able to save 60,000 naira? You come and tell us that 20,000 naira is something to some people. Whether in this age and time you are going to go to market and go and tell them that I'm a poor person, so you have to sell it for me at this rate. It's not going to work. So that's just it. The important thing here is it's in the doing, not just saying it. At the end of the day, people will start complaining. People start hoping that this money should be paid. Oh, when are they going to do this? They will now begin to tell you that they are going to set another committee upon committee. We're going to be hearing stories. So, guys, let's hear your opinion. Of course, from what we have heard, it's a welcome development. Like I said, the main thing is in the doing. Leave your comments, guys, below and let us know your thoughts on this.